Dear Wyoming FFA, it's hard to believe that 1 year ago, I was starting the ride of a lifetime. I didn't quite know just how fast 1 year could go, but I've learned that it encourages us to make the most of that time. In high school, I was hooked on a runner's high. I loved track. When you think about a runner and their task, their shoes are their most critical piece of equipment. Shoes serve a basic functional purpose to support your feet so you can run farther and faster. I call fast a constant state of change. From the moment the gun goes off, you are constantly accelerating, constantly moving towards that finish line. If we aren't willing to put on our shoes and embrace our constant state of change in our lives, we will never be able to win our race, let alone start it. Our decisions could be compared to shoes. Are you willing to decide to accept change and move on? Or are they sitting somewhere up in the bleachers, putting it off? Where are your shoes? Our first reaction is to say no to change. Somewhere along our journeys, we bought into this lie that at some point we'll have confidence. At some point, we'll have courage. We have the perception that we don't want to change. Change is bad. And our perception is our reality. This sets up a problem for us because we must do these hard things to accomplish our goals. In track, I love the 400, 800, and 300 hurdles, aka death races. But if you ask me, you won't receive more satisfaction than a hard race. When you dream big, you have to take big actions with even bigger changes. These are gut-wrenching races that take heart. We overcome our minds that tell us we can't push forward. We make the decision that we are going to show up, put on our shoes, and own our race. After all, shoes take you places. The most difficult decision is that initial decision to act. The rest is merely just finishing our race. What is there that you want to do, but are for some reason holding back? I find that after I simply make the decision to put on my shoes, my energy is different. When I lace up my spikes, I feel like I could take on the world. Nerves turn to excitement, and this is merely just by deciding to act. The special thing about spikes is they aren't just worn as everyday shoes. They are worn when I'm taking on my goals. They symbolize action. Our life isn't always going to match what we think it should be. The hardest, most painful changes often bring you the most clarity and the most personal growth. When I think about my best race, my fastest race, let me tell you, it hurt like no other while I was running. But afterwards was almost enough to make me forget that I wanted to chop my legs off 5 minutes ago. Life is never going to match what we think it should be. It's hard, but we can make that decision to still compete. Move past your hesitations and onto the thought of, where are my shoes? Maybe you're not a runner. What shoes symbolize action for you? What shoes symbolize you changing and moving toward your goals? Maybe they're cowboy boots. Maybe they are these black dress shoes. Whatever your shoes may look like, I encourage you to find them and wear those special shoes and to run at your goals. This is about life being ahead of you, and you run at it because you never know how far you can go until you run. Shoes contribute a great deal to our human experience. So put on your shoes. It's time to pursue different dreams in one jacket. Your State Vice President, Lauren Gates.
Thank you, Lauren, for such an amazing year as one of our state officers. We love you so much, and thank you for always teaching us that we can get through anything we set our mind to. For the last time, your 2019-2020 Vice President, Lauren Gates.